Greetings and big up all original dancehall heads, all original cassette freaks. Me I talk about the people who I go dance from a long time. As you can see by the title, today we come for rank the top 10 sound clash in a dancehall history. Yes, the top 10 sound clash in a dancehall history. And before I continue, let me leave this disclaimer. I've only been going to dance probably from 1992, 93 and collecting cassettes maybe from 1990 to 1991. So our elder may have a different perspective and a completely different ranking, in which we welcome each and everybody to leave their ranking and leave their comments in the comment section. All right, starting off at number 10, we're kicking off number 10 with Stone Love vs Turbophonic 1997. Westmoreland. At this time, Stone Love known as the World Immortal and dominating the world mainly on the juggling arena, on the juggling platform. But on this night, Turbophonic and Winterfresh proved to be a very, very worthy opponent, coming in dominant, and the news spread like wildfire across the entire dancehall world. This audio was hot, hot, hot all over Canada, US, UK, throughout the Caribbean islands. Trust me, the talk of the town for months after was the defeat of Stone Love and this new hot selector, Winterfresh, which would then go on to eventually select for Addies. Coming in at number 9, we have Waggy T versus Bodyguard, Johnny Guard from the infamous Big Bad Bodyguard sound. At the time, World Clash champion and Miami's juggling champion. Waggy T dominating the whole of Miami with the juggling vibes, but on this night proved his dubplate arsenal, his creativity. Coming to mind, of course, was that Eddie Murphy dubplate that turned over the place. Fifth Street, yo, this clash did mad. And of course, Waggy T came out victorious in one clash. I think they had a rematch in which Bodyguard came out victorious. But trust me, this audio was hot. This dance was talked about for months and even years after. Okay, coming in at number 8, we have Bodyguard vs Addies 97 in Brooklyn. And trust me, the controversy behind this clash is what made it relevant, which is also what made it impactful. The altercation which went between Mataran and Face behind the sound led to weeks and months of speculation and people debating. This would also be the last time that Tony Mataran would play King Addies sound, going out on his own and creating his own platform from there. And trust me, this dance never normal, because Bodyguard and Addies always used to have some very interesting clashes. But because of the controversy that happened in this particular dance, it just made it memorable and impactful. And as you will see as we move on in our countdown, that this dance would impact the future. Moving on to number 7, Mataran vs Lynx 2000 Q Club. So here we have it. Mataran goes on to establish himself, as well as Firelinks established themselves on their individual platforms as dominant clash and juggling selectors, hands down running the place at that time. It was only right that they would link up and clash, and of course they did in several different venues, but the most memorable in my estimation was 2000 Q Club. Trust me, massive. Be your vibes. Anybody where did it that night can tell us that the vibes never normal. Alright, number 6, we have World Clash 1992, Afrique, Saxon, Bodyguard, Sir Coxon, big sounds in Ireland, UK. Trust me, Bodyguard showed their class that night. Bodyguard showed their class and took home the very first World Clash 1992 in UK. Next, number 5, we have Silverhawk versus Stone Love. And at this time, Stone Love running the place, dominant, mainly known as the juggling, the A standard for juggling. And also Silverhawk, known as, before Addies was known as the Billboard sound, and before certain sounds play a certain caliber of songs, we had Silverhawk. Rest in peace to the great Steely, Wyclef Johnson of Silverhawk. And trust me, that dance had never normal people. Silverhawk came out victorious. Hear big tunes play, and the audio for this clash, trust me, traveled the world several times over. Cassette man make money. Alright? You talk about relevance, you talk about impact. That was it. Coming in number 4, we have World Clash 1999 with Mighty Crown versus Jaro versus Bass Odyssey versus Mataran. Trust me, from the first song Mataran, Mighty Crown player, them sweep the clash. They had Brooklyn in the palm of their hands. People, this I believe was a dance that solidified Mighty Crown as not just a gimmick sound, but a real threat and a real talent in the sound system fraternity. Never forget this clash. World Clash 1999. Number 3, we have David Radigan versus Barry G, known as the Clash of 85, also billed as the Radio Clash. And trust me, memorable clash. Big tunes. David Radigan from Capital One, Barry G, JBC Radio, 2 big disc jocks, the most prominent disc jocks at the time in the world, clashing. And trust me, clean clash. I would suggest any young selector listen to this clash. This is how you clash with professionalism. This is how you clash with integrity. No bagger S your mother, no bagger disrespect, just tune attack. Okay, that was number 3. Now we go to number 2, Jammies versus Youthman Promotions versus Black Scorpio versus Black Star, Cinema One 1985. People, in a them time there, King Jammies was predominant, not only for their production but also in the sound system world. Anyone can tell you Jammies had the heaviest sound in Jamaica. When Jammies cracked them bass, street light turn off, buckle drop off a shelf, your shirt collar start tremble. Trust me, no normal thing. And as the streets would have it, Jammies never lost a clash until this night, when Youthman Promotions led by Sugar Minot dropped some heavy tenor saw and nitty gritty. The impact, the relevance of this dance. This dance would go on to become what we know as Sting, as in those times sound systems were bringing their artists to perform and represent each sound, and this would just morph into what we had as the great Sting at Jam World in Portmore, alright, which carried on for many more years after. So this was a very impactful dance that would, trust me, alter the history of Soundclash, alter the history of dancehall music in general. Big dance. Big up all of the sounds them involved. And last but not least, the number 1 Soundclash in a dancehall history. People, hands down, okay? Number 1 Soundclash in a dancehall history is and will always be, as far as I can see, Kilimanjaro. The mighty Kilimanjaro versus King Addies in Portmore 1995. People, the hype alone prior to the sound clash was nothing normal. Of course, there's a lot of discrepancies and debates about who won, how this clash ended, but trust me, to this day people still debate this clash and still listen to this clash. The audio is still prevalent. That was my just decide top 10 sound clash in our sound clash history. Make the debate start. Boom.